Up?
Yeah, it's picking y'all up just fine.
Yay!
Right. So, we're doing a roundtable discussion because the other session cut off.
Technical difficulties.
Shit happens.
And shit happens, but that way we can kind of explain what kind of went on after the microphone stopped picking up. So before before we start with the game itself, I will let y'all each introduce yourselves, who your character is. I mean, don't go into backstory and all that, but just who you are and who your character is.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm Alyssa. I play both the half-elf bard Thixian. I also play the Warforged Halo. And so I've got both of them under my belt. I try using different voices, but...
Go ahead.
I'm Charlie, and I play Velcar, the half-breed vampire, Dhampire monster hunter.
I'm Ashley, and I play Anet, the owl Aarakocra.
Yeah, that thing that...
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. I play the owl Coca-Cola, the bird people. The bird person. I play the bird person.
Don't forget about your furry
Oh,
friend.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I also play Ava, the owl bear. So...
Right.
The other members of our group aren't here, but... That's fine.
Yeah.
This is just a summary of what happened.
So, that session, you'll start off at the Blue Water Inn. You got to meet Rictavio finally.
Which I'm glad that got picked up, right?
Yes, that definitely got picked up.
Just everybody's reactions to, it's the Avengers! It was hilarious.
Well, why don't you explain that just a little bit? I know they're going to hear it, but let's hear it in your own words.
Just, Rictavio is a bard at the Blue Water, and came in, started telling a story, and started using, very familiar, the characters of the story were very, very familiar to, IRL, like, well, they're the Avengers. Velcar got into it too, bringing Loki in. I think that was fun. I think that was a really cool off-the-cuff thing.
I've got to say, the Loki threw me. That was definitely a stroke of genius.
It was definitely an off-the-cuff genius.
Well, Marvel's trying to push this whole, multiverse thing now.
Yeah, that's
with
true.
the new Loki series, so...
And the new Spider-Man's got... they're bringing the old Spider-Mans in, so...
Exactly. So this whole multiverse thing going on, if the multiverse theory is correct, then that means, in our reality, like, there is a universe where D&D really exists, for real. So why not try to tie that into the game? Like, hey, maybe Loki himself actually showed up into the D&D universe, and I ran across him, and he told me this story about what happened with the whole Avengers thing, but in a different way, as to make it sound like a tale, but one that may or may not have happened.
Right.
So it was a stroke of genius is what it was.
And I also think it's pretty safe to say you were pretty taken aback when Rictavio said he knew of Neverwinter.
Yeah, because most people that I've talked to thus far don't know of any world outside of their own.
outside
Barovia is all they know. That kind of everything is self-contained into this dimension that Barovia is in.
It's like a bubble universe.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then y'all went to some shops.
Don't.
I loved the
We have to bring
alchemist
up
lady.
Anya Travali.
She was fucking hilarious. I love the way you did her. She was great.
The lady that runs the alchemist shop.
She was very flirty.
Extremely.
I think everybody seemed to enjoy that particular character quite a bit.
She was hilarious.
What's funny is she
Some
actually
people too much.
she reminded me the actual personality reminded me a lot of a character in a game that I play, and she is a perfumist that the character in the game is, and so when she says she's having trouble, it's just like maybe you can do perfume because in the game the perfumist does alchemy too on the side. So I was like, maybe you could switch it, and thought it would be fun.
And I only bring up Miss Trelawney because y'all did end up visiting her
Twice.
after the microphone cut off. But we'll go from there. Y'all visited the shops.
Yep.
Y'all decided that y'all were going to go and visit the Vistani camp nearby. Got instructions from the brothers at the Blue Water Inn that told you how to get there. And unfortunately, right after y'all fought the first set of wolves, and before crossing the lake, the microphone
Cut off,
gave out.
which sucks.
Yes. So picking up
From there.
from the edge of the lake, y'all are crossing the lake in rowboats.
And we see the guy in the boat who's like acting really strange. He's like paddling away from us as we're trying to get closer. We were just gonna go up to him and talk to him. We're like, hey, this guy seems interesting. Let's go talk to him. And he kept paddling away from us. We were like, fuck it. Who cares?
Right.
And then
Well, and so y'all cross the lake, and y'all end up in the Vistani camp. The first person you met was
the Dusk Elves.
the Dusk Elf, Casimir. What'd y'all think of him?
He was interesting, I guess.
I'm trying to figure out which one that was.
That was the
guard.
guard guy.
He's the one that escorted y'all up to the main center area of the camp, because remember, there's a ring of houses, and then there's a ring of tents, and then the main tent in the center, kind of reminiscent of Madame Eva's tent.
Right.
And that's where you met Lavash.
And the poor kid getting his ass or his back whipped, I should say.
Right.
Poor kid. I felt so bad. I was like, I want to heal him so bad.
So, who wants to describe what that scene was?
I mean,
Dude was getting whipped.
yeah. Like I said, I felt so bad. I was like, I really wanted to heal him.
I mean, he was charged to
Protect the little girl.
yeah,
And the little
watch
girl.
over the little girl, and the little girl sneaks out, and now he's like, well, I done fucked up.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, why would you, as the father, the guy, why would you make this little kid, this teenage boy, watch over this stupid little girl anyway? You know he doesn't like her. Why make him watch over her? And then, I don't get it. That seems like some unsafe parenting. And it got him in the ass and but anyway.
Alright, so you see the guy that's getting his butt whooped.
Yep. We go talk to him, find out why he's getting his butt whooped, and he told us he, you know, didn't do his job pretty much, and let the daughter pretty much run away and go play and do whatever she wants to do out of eyesight. And now she's missing, and Daddy's not happy at all.
Dad was not happy for sure.
No.
So after that, you talked to Lavash.
Right.
And he tasked us with finding said little girl. Arabella, right? Is it?
Arabella.
That's right. Talking about her and her ability, her seeing and her visions and stuff like that, kind of like Eva.
Right. And so you asked the young man who was getting his rear end handed to him where the daughter may have run off to, and he mentions
The orphanage.
The orphanage.
that she tends to go and play with the kids in the orphanage. They can't go to the orphanage
Because it's in the city.
because it's in the city.
And they're not welcome there.
They're not welcome there.
Which
So
makes me
what do
wonder
we-
how the little girl gets in. There's probably a hole in the wall, or maybe
She's a little girl. I mean, there's a difference between an adult Vistani and a little girl,
Sure.
I'm sure, but I'm sure she climbs the fence or finds her way.
Right.
Alright, so
We all pile back up in the damn boat.
back in the boat.
back across the lake
And
We
for the second time.
dude's still out there fishing or whatever he's doing.
As we're passing him by, we're just waving bye.
Alright.
Because he doesn't want to talk to us. We're just bye.
You make your way back to the town of Alaki,
Nah.
and y'all decided once again
to go talk to the alchemist
to
lady.
go talk to Anya Travali.
Who's
Why did
thirsty
y'all-
as hell right now.
Why did y'all decide of all the places to go back to her?
It wasn't my idea, so I don't know.
A, she's a dusk elf too, so she's part dusk elf, so she has some sort of connection to the people, and I liked her. She was funny.
We asked her where the orphanage was.
Yeah.
Because at that point we didn't know. And she was like the first stores we came across.
And how does she respond to y'all asking where the orphanage was?
She was thirsty.
She was so thirsty. She's a cougar.
I kind of remember the exact quote of, well, that's how y'all say. To which I remember Velcar going, no, no, no.
No.
So, Anya Travali tells you how to get to the orphanage,
And we get to the orphanage.
right?
Mhm.
What
And-
happens?
See the little kids kind of playing around, but then there's the matron or headmaster or whatever
Right.
hanging out in the back. So we go talk to her. We kind of skip over the kids to go talk to her because going up to little random kids and start talking to them is a bit weird.
Right.
So go talk to the lady first and asked her if she had seen a little girl.
It was the kids that told us what
Yeah.
happened to
But
you.
we had to ask her first, and she called the kids over.
And what happened?
And the kids tell us that
Can I explain?
they
Yes.
had been playing with her.
Go ahead.
What?
I wanted to explain this part.
I don't think I'll
Go
explain
ahead.
this part, child.
Okay.
We all know
So-
Thixian likes to run her mouth too much.
That's why I'm a bard.
So the kids come over and they tell us that the girl, Arabella or what?
Arabella.
Arabella.
was like playing around, and there was like a man like watching her, and then she kind of walked away from the man visibly did not, I don't know,
Do you remember the guy's name?
no, he's the town drunk.
Yeah, he was the town drunk. Anybody remember his name?
You got screwed, man. So
I'm shocked you don't remember his name, Charles.
I don't, because it's
Bluto.
Pluto.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
He gets abluded is what happens.
In my mind's eye, I just know him as a drunk man.
He was the drunk guy.
And he was following after the girl like a fucking creepy ass stalker. And so
And y'all were also told what about him besides he's the drunk?
that he
Actually, y'all were told that back at the Blue Water Inn that Danica could tell you more.
So we head back to the Blue Water, go talk to her, and she tells us that he's a frequent flyer, but that he hadn't shown up that day, but that he's known for having a big straw hat, who we came to realize quite quickly was the same hat that the guy in the boat on the lake had.
So we go.
Oh,
So we kind of put two and two together, and the guy on the lake is Bluto, and he was about to get bluted.
I remember Connor, the young man that plays Kodiak getting quite excited over the fact that the guy in the hat was Bluto.
Because he wants to throw rocks at him.
He wanted to throw rocks at him.
He throws rocks at everything.
So what'd y'all do?
We fucking sprinted. We ran back to the lake, back in the boats for the third. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, third time. Into the boat.
In the background, we have Ashley, who and Charles, who are making fun of Alyssa for doing lots and lots of talking.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. She's doing her job for us.
Why don't we let Velcar explain some of what
I
happened
was going to.
at the lake?
Out. I mean, obviously we want to try to get to him as quick as possible, right? So we get to the boat and we start heading out. But me, being half undead, I don't need to breathe.
Right.
So, trying to think tactically, I was like, well, let me just dive into this lake here, and I'll swim underneath the water where you can't see me, and like a submarine, I'll come up under his boat and lie in wait and see what happens until the rest of the crew got to him.
So what was the rest of the crew doing in the boat?
I was
Throwing rocks.
I was hovering above everything. Just
And you were
as
high,
That's
yeah.
right.
I had Halo going, row, row, row your boat as fast as
As
possible.
fast as possible to try to catch this guy.
Alright, so y'all got to the boat, and what happened?
The creepy guy, being the creep that he is,
Grabs a bag with a little girl in it and throws it over the side of the water.
because he's a creep.
Because he thinks she's a lucky charm. And he throws her into the lake and drowns her. Her luck will imbue this lake with lots of bountiful fish.
Instead, he's just putting a dead body in the
Instead
water.
of just putting, she wasn't dead yet, but she
No.
was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so
I grabbed the dude. Velcar grabs the
Yep,
bag
I grabbed
and tries
the
to
side
swim
with
into
her
shore.
and try to hold her above the water and make my way to the shore as quick as
Me and
possible.
the rest of the party, and Halo more specifically, just kind of plops him over his back,
Throw him over his
just
shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
like he's nothing.
Because at
And-
this point he's knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I
So-
forgot how y'all knocked him out.
I think we brought him onto shore, and then
No, you knocked him out before you ever got him to the boat.
Yeah, I thought he was knocked out in the boat.
maybe I think Annette maybe had swooped in and knocked him upside the head or something.
Mm.
I don't remember. Somehow he was knocked out. Anyway, so we get to the shore, get him to the shore, get her to the shore. Velcar is doing, or was it Velcar? Or was it Kodiak doing chest compressions on her?
Would have
It
been
was him.
Velcar to
Yeah.
start with. Because
Yeah.
it took y'all a few minutes to get to the shore. Because y'all were dealing with Bluto. He grabbed the bag
Yeah.
and started immediately going to shore with her.
Yes.
Unfortunately, she had
And just as much.
ingested some water or inhaled some water.
Poor lass.
So
Took us what? Two rolls for us to get her to do it, or for us to get her to.
you had 3 skill checks you had to pass for it.
Yeah, and
Um,
we managed to save her. Thank God.
You saved her, and what happens?
She proceeds to put a curse on him. Something about water or wine will turn to water. Then go ahead.
Go ahead.
The said curse was every single drop of alcohol will turn into water whenever he drank it. That was the curse. So basically, no alcohol for him.
So the town drunk is now not the town drunk.
I think I kind of remember kicking the hell out of him, too.
Yes, I remember distinctly she kicked him in the balls. I thought it was funny as hell.
Alright, something else happened. On
We saw the Mad Mage.
Yeah, well,
It was the
Who
Mad
wants to
Mage.
explain that?
It was. Can I explain?
Go
the
right
Mad-
ahead.
since I'm talking too much, go ahead.
I'm gonna explain the Mad Mage. The Mad Mage is really, the Mad Mage was a pure white, kind of ghostly, ginormous stag, a deer, and he was.
It was
just,
a Patronus.
Yes, it
I
was.
was
It was
gonna
Spectro
say,
Patronus.
Did anybody else get the feeling of the Patronus?
Yeah.
It's
Of,
Spectro Patronus.
Severus Snape's.
That
Yeah.
was my first thought when you first said it was the stag or elk was up there. I was like, it's a Patronus drum.
And the Mad Mage was just watching what was going on. Just
Well, y'all had no clue it was the Mad Mage.
Until the little girl said it.
I know.
Arabella mentions it. and
She starts freaking the fuck out.
She's like, look, it's the Mad Mage. It's the Mad Mage. That's my best Arabella.
What y'all think of that part?
That was cool.
Yeah.
Did y'all-
Spectro Patronus.
Yes.
I definitely could see it in my head of just us surrounded by these trees, and then out of these trees comes this beautiful white just elk, you know.
And remember, he's looking at y'all too. He's
Yeah.
observing.
What is the dog doing?
I don't know what the dog.
What the dog
He
do?
wants those meatballs. That was one of those
wants the
moments that I had planned for y'all. I was.
The dog was licking
He's
the
licking
cabinet.
the cabinets over here.
He was so stupid.
Here, I'll give him a couple weeks.
Anyway, that was one of those moments that I had planned out. That's not in the book. That
Right,
came from
right. Yeah.
or Mandy Mod, and I thought that was just an incredible thing to just add. You know, y'all haven't got to the Mad Mage yet, but here y'all.
He's already starting to make his appearance in the campaign.
Yeah.
So it foreshadows his importance later on in the story as we
Right.
get further along.
All right, so y'all rescue Arabella. She puts a curse on poor Bluto.
Poor Bluto. He's more like asshole Bluto. He tried to kill a little girl.
I mean,
He
if you
deserved
think,
it.
If you think about it, she kind of helped him out. He's no longer an alcoholic, right?
That's true.
I don't know what the rest of her family is going to do to him.
I guess we'll figure that out later.
Maybe they'll make him a slave.
So y'all save her
You're cruel.
and you
Hey,
head back
that's crueler than death.
to the Vistani camp. And who wants to explain what happened from there?
Let's see. If I remember correctly, we get there, and she sees her father, and she literally, like, runs to him. It's, like, super cute. Adorable.
Wholesome.
And he was, of course, super happy that she's back.
Everybody there's
Yeah.
extremely happy.
It's like, all of a sudden, a party breaks out.
It should be, right? If not, then what was the point?
And you also remember the welcome that y'all had coming back was a lot different from the welcome that you had the first time
Yeah.
around.
That is true. They weren't exactly.
They were very suspicious of us. Yeah.
Right. But when y'all are coming back, you had the women hugging you and kissing you and everybody thanking you, and suddenly that welcome was a lot more for you guys.
Yeah.
And Lavash, he gives y'all a reward.
Oh, yes.
So why don't we, before we say what y'all selected, why don't you talk about what happened at
Wait, first, I have a question. Was this the last playthrough that we did last week?
the session before that.
Okay, so they know about, they don't know about,
We have to put this one out first.
We don't talk about Bruno. What?
Very funny.
They'll know about what?
Periwinkle, or what is it?
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah. Wait.
So, Lavash offers you a reward.
He basically says, "I'll take you to this not really a trailer,
It was a
but
wagon.
the wagon, and there's a whole bunch of things in the wagon, and you can pick one thing from the wagon, and there's like a whole bunch of boxes and the rug.
Right.
I don't remember what all
And-
the boxes were though.
And
I know what the boxes were. It was one wooden box, like medium-sized wooden box. It was a obsidian jewelry box, and a irons box, and a really tiny crate.
A wooden chest. There was the wooden chest. There was the iron chest, the onyx jewelry box, a wooden throne, the rolled up rug, and a wooden box.
So,
and there was, first of all, Velcar, you had a very pivotal role in the selection
of said gift.
of the reward. You want to talk about what you did?
That's just cool.
I got it rolled up.
Well, you made a deal with him.
Well,
Yeah.
it's after the cat though.
Huh?
Because remember the cat was going crazy.
Stop talking!
I'm trying to help you.
Jesus.
You were supposed to select one thing.
Yeah, and I bartered and said, hey, maybe we have two things.
And
The
Arabella,
whole reason why is because my cat, Grim, right? She knew something weird was rolled up in this carpet.
right.
So I wanted the carpet, but I didn't know what was inside of it, and I didn't want necessarily everyone else to get stuck with something that may just be trash or whatever.
Right.
So I asked if he would give us two, the carpet and whatever else they wanted.
Right.
Which I let them choose what they wanted, so if they messed up and picked something that was terrible, which they almost did,
We'll get to that in a second.
it would be on them.
Hey, I was with the
So
iron.
Arabella vouched for Velcar, and she kind of played a role in Lavash agreeing to two things out of the reward wagon. And Velcar, you selected the rug.
I did.
And again, you said it was because your cat.
It was such a lovely rug, let me tell you. I mean, it's worth what, 750 gold?
Yeah, it's worth
So it's a
it.
fantastic rug.
With a unicorn on it.
With a unicorn on
You
it.
probably sell it to the burgomaster quite easily.
Yeah, he'd love to have such a wonderful piece on his floor. In this fantastic mansion or whatever the hell he lives in.
So Velcar, do you want to tell everyone what was in the rug?
Oh my god, he was so cute.
There was a crazy little man.
You are
Not
sad,
exactly a man, huh?
a
No.
sad, strange little man.
No, a automaton. A mechanized little monster.
It was
Wrapped
basically.
up in this,
It's a Chucky doll.
Yeah. Piddlewick.
Piddlewick, the second.
The second, yes. So think of a 4 foot tall mechanical jester, very sinister looking, and not at all heartwarming as you would hope a toy would be.
I
Oh,
remember
but he was so cute.
Lavash's exact words were,
He's your
your
problem,
problem
now.
Well, he's your problem now.
so before we get into too much about Piddlewick, alright, Bard,
Oh,
do you want to explain the fun that y'all had with the,
Yeah, let's just say the DM was really nice. See, the rest of us had the opportunity to get the other thing, right? And so we were looking at these boxes, and our thoughts were they would hide their most valuable object in the least conspicuous box, right? So we're like, okay, we'll go for the tiny little crate. And the DM was like, I'm going to be nice and say, don't pick that.
Well, in the whole only reason why I did was because Connor, Kodiac, was on the right track, and it was Dautu, who is played by Preston, was trying to argue that the small wooden box would be the best choice. And I think everybody didn't kind of...
Not everybody was on board with that train of thought.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
So I kind of, as the DM, just kind of went,
I was looking at the Onyx
it
jewelry
might
box.
not be the best choice.
Don't do it.
Simply because I knew y'all were in need of money.
I forgot what the little box ended up being.
It
ended
had
up-
fake potions.
Yeah,
fake potions.
Which we could have sold, but
Yeah.
That would have been a scam.
It would have been fake potions. So y'all ended up going with, was it the wooden chest?
No,
it was one of them that had all
Or
the money.
iron chest?
It was
that-
the iron chest.
It was the iron chest. So y'all ended up with the one that had 650 gold pieces.
Yeah.
If y'all had gone with the wooden chest, y'all would have got 1,200 electron. But
Electrons are like
the
shit.
electrons.
yeah,
Electrons are stupid.
About
electrons.
protons and neutrons.
Yeah, not electrons. Sorry, electrum.
Electrons.
But y'all went with the iron chest, so y'all ended up with some gold.
I forgot what was in the onyx jewelry box.
The jewelry box would have been, it was worth 250 gold, and it had 6 pieces of jewelry worth about 50 gold pieces each, and a potion of poison worth about 100 gold pieces.
So meh. We would have had to do a lot of haggling for that.
Yeah, I think it was the vial that the poison was in that actually is worth the money, not the poison itself.
So like I said, the DM was being very nice.
Yes, I'm nice to y'all sometimes.
Yeah. DM is usually nice to us.
So you now have Piddlewick.
Oh my god.
I guess
He's so cute. I'm sorry.
Y'all want to talk about?
Go ahead, talk about Piddle.
He's adorable.
First of all, y'all were given the story about Piddlewick.
But let's see if I remember correctly, he was made by a toy maker as a secondary jester, kind of like in the portrait of this one jester that belonged to this
The
queen.
original Piddlewick.
The original Piddlewick. But the original Piddlewick was better than the toy counterpart, and so the toy counterpart shoved him down the stairs.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
And
So you killed his namesake and likeness.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an exact likeness.
I was about to say, if this guy looked like what we have, if
Oh god.
Piddlewick is not very cute. He's not exactly the cuddle me Elmo type of thing.
So what do
I
y'all,
like how cool he looks.
He
what
looks
do y'all
cool.
think of Piddlewick so far?
He's adorable. I mean, he's
He is.
terrifying, but
As
he's
long as I don't
adorable.
piss him off, he'll be alright.
Yeah.
He's terrifyingly adorable.
Every
Ew,
time he does
disgustingly.
little ta-das, it's adorable.
It's adorable. Velcar trained him how to give a dog a treat. Because we have a dog with us.
Yeah, Lancelot's still with us.
Yep.
From episode 1.
I think most people don't even realize Lancelot's still tagging along.
Lancelot.
Half the time I don't remember, know he's with me.
Poor
No,
Lancelot.
Dad.
I am your dad.
I know. Velcar gave him the treat in the last one. The one.
Yeah.
How
It was-
Piddlewick gives him a treat.
Mhm.
So everybody will get to hear that in the next episode.
Yes, the dog lives. Little spoiler. Everything's okay.
It went smoothly. We're all good.
So I'm actually very, very heartbroken that this particular of all the episodes, because the episode before when y'all were at the Wizards of Wine, that was when things were kind of, the session didn't go right. I kind of rushed y'all through it by making the enemies lesser so y'all could hurry up, get done with it, and we could get the hell out of there. This last session, which will be the next one uploaded after this, everybody wanted to talk
And talk,
Yeah.
talk, talk.
and talk and talk.
I think everyone was starting to get drunk.
Too much mead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone was starting to get a little tipsy at the end of there.
But
I wasn't.
Obviously.
it wouldn't have been so heartbreaking if like this next episode would have been the one that cut out.
Right.
I really thought this was one of the better episodes.
Yeah, with all the art, the role playing that we were doing and stuff.
You know, and just so much going on. I know Arabella has an attachment to Velcar because
He's the one who saved her.
he was the savior. And then the whole Rictavio thing, the Avengers.
Oh, we caught that though. Thank
Yeah,
God.
we did catch that, and everybody's gonna get to hear that, thankfully, because that was just
It was hilarious when they all started realizing. It was so adorable.
So that's basically what happened in that
Yeah.
session. Do y'all have anything that?
Yeah, I agree though. It sucks about this particular episode was the one I got messed up because it really was a lot of fun. We did have
I'm
a lot
gonna
of
eat
fun
all
with
of
this
these
one.
because they all hella good.
And there was, like I said, there was a lot of role playing and things you're not going to get over this roundtable that we are doing, but it was a good episode.
What was the highlight of that session for you guys?
Doing something. Yeah, I got to.
Getting Peterwick.
I saved a little girl.
Yeah, we felt like heroes for a bit.
Getting Petalwick was pretty cool. I'm fascinated with that little mechanized bastard.
He's so cute. Like, he's terrifyingly cute.
Yeah, we keep.
I should draw him.
Thixian likes him because Thixian likes anything that's showy. Like, if he thinks he can use it as part of his performance, he's going to love it. So Petalwick is one of his, like, holy crap, this thing is cool.
And I/Anet likes him because, well, he's cool. He isn't exactly, like, he ain't cute like they explained
He's just
earlier.
interesting.
He's very interesting. He's creepy looking, and that's what I like about him.
I think the only one of us who doesn't like Petalwick is Kodiak.
Because
Yeah.
Kodiak
And I
wanted to
really
throw rocks at
feel
him.
like if he does anything, Kodiak's gonna get bit in the ass.
If he decides to throw rocks at him, I ain't gonna say shit.
Yeah.
And then we can spend the rest of the campaign with Kodiak being stalked in the darkness by
Harassed.
So, since this is, and we'll probably do roundtables again.
If
Um,
we have another
maybe every so often,
situation
maybe
like this.
every few episodes, we can sit down and discuss like major points.
Right. So leading up, not counting the session we just did.
Yeah.
But from or the first where y'all were still in Neverwinter
Yeah.
or the Forgotten Realms, through Death House, Barovia, Velaki, going to the Vistani camps, both at Tesserpool and now
Here. Yeah.
to this one. All the sessions so far. First question, and I'll ask you first, Ashley. What has been your favorite part of this campaign so far? What is the one moment that really sticks with you?
The Death House. Fighting that gelatinous glob with the gravy just... I was the one that took that bastard down. I was like, what if I attack the core? And it ended up working.
You were the one that paid attention to what I said.
Well, I paid attention too, but I couldn't do nothing about it.
All right, so Thixian, what has
Dude.
been yours?
As far as like the entire, it's probably just the fact that it's Curse of Strahd. I love the visual storytelling, especially that scene when we're at the church and Strahd comes walking up and you can see it in your brain, the mist swirling at his feet as he's walking. It's just the dead quiet that we had at that point. Everyone was just silence as you're explaining the scene, and it was just awestruck. I loved it.
The Strahd scene. All right, Velcar, what's been the highlight so far for you?
Let's see, the highlight. Now, I'd probably have to agree with Alyssa and say Strahd's first appearance was probably like the biggest
Whoa.
thing so far.
It was like,
And-
whoa.
Yeah. It was
Like just kind of putting a face to the name. Like we all have heard about Strahd and who he is up to this point, but actually seeing his imposing presence in the flesh for real, for the first time was just like, okay, I have a better understanding of what we're dealing
Up
with
against.
now. Right.
So just the way it was, how you said it was just great. So I don't know if how much of that was you or how much of that was just Strahd, but
I would say
just the visual storytelling is gorgeous.
A close second for me, because it was just myself and Kodiac at the graveyard, the church in the middle of the night, seeing all of the spectral spirits, ghosts of all the adventurers who came and gone against Strahd before us, and just watching them march up the hill to Castle Ravenloft, basically to die all over again and repeat this loop over and over. That was also pretty striking to me.
Let me ask you this to expand on that. How, for you, seeing that, what kind of a mood or a premonition does that set for you for the rest of this game?
It's definitely my character is very
Serious.
he doesn't have a whole lot of emotion, doesn't really feel a lot of fear or worry or anything. He's been around for a long time, and he's fought a lot of creatures and bad people, and he's seen a lot of stuff, right? He's been around the block, he's dealt with a lot of stuff. Nothing really phases him that much, but seeing this, basically a replay of who knows how many years worth of people who were trapped in the same place trying to get out, and were obviously unsuccessful. So this is probably the first time in a long time that Velcar has actually felt a little bit uneasy about the whole thing. And I think most people in our party right now don't fully understand what they're up against, but I have a better idea of what's going on, because again, with all my experience, I've been around for so long.
There's a lot of happy-go-lucky characters in y'all's party.
Yes,
Hey, don't look at me!
Yes. So that might be another reason why I'm so quiet and withdrawn,
Drunken much,
because I do
drunken much,
understand the
drunken
gravity
much.
of our situation, and everything has been okay thus far, but the night's about to get darker.
Mm-hmm.
Any characters that y'all have met so far that,
Piddlewick.
besides Kodiac,
Immediately put away.
the characters that are in the towns or that y'all have come in contact with, anybody stand out for y'all right now?
I mean, other than Rictavio?
Rictavio, you can talk about Rictavio.
Rictavio is cool. Just like I said, I don't know if he probably caught it. Just throw my arm over his shoulder. Just, bro, your story was awesome.
Mom.
So Rictavio for you. Who for you?
What was the big buff but stupid guy's name?
Oh gosh,
Him.
back in Barovia, in the shop.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Don't ask why he stood out. He was just big buff guy, and then he's like,
Periwinkle.
Yeah, periwinkle.
Periwinkle.
and just big buff, terrifying, intimidating dude, and then just, hey uncle, is everything okay?
Dude.
He's not very smart.
He's very dumb.
Velcar, what about for you? Who
That kind of
has
sounds
really,
like Caleb.
the NPC so far, who has really stood out for you? Who do you think's going to be important to you in the future?
Well, I mean, I don't know about importance yet. We're kind of too early in the campaign to really try to flush out in our minds who's going to be standing with us and who might be against us, or whatever. As far as the character that would leave the most lasting impression on me would probably be Father Donovich,
Okay.
because of his son and the condition he's in. Kind of understand. I'm not gonna dive into my backstory, but it kind of struck a nerve, his situation.
What's everybody thinking about the Markov family so far?
Oh, yeah, I like them. I've already decided I'm going to try feed birds as much as possible.
What family?
The Markovs, the ones that own the Wizard
winery.
Wine
Oh,
and the Blue Water.
AKA the bird people.
they're cool.
You're not supposed to know they're birds yet, though.
Oh, well, I know they are.
All right, so final
They're
question.
Our characters don't know, but we know.
Yes.
Final question. You know, we're very early in this campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Like Velcar has said. And there's a lot of things. I mean, y'all have just entered everything that's going on.
We
There's,
barely scratched the
yeah,
surface.
we barely scratched the surface. But what are your hopes, I guess you could say, for this campaign as we go through it?
Hopes and expectations type of thing?
Yes.
I mean...
Get at least halfway through the game without dying.
That's a good one.
Death is not an option.
Oh, death is very much an option.
I know,
Just because the DM has been nice so far does not
I
mean that the
know.
DM is going to continue to be.
I'm really looking for, like I said, the storytelling, the visual storytelling so far with Strahd and the reading with Eva and all these other situations that we've gotten. I'm just really looking forward to more of the story as it opens up. I've always been a storyteller, so figuring out more of the story of what's going on, I love that.
Alright.
So,
I'll actually ask one more question after we get through with this round. Velcar. Charles.
Me as a person or me or my
Your character. Or, you know, what are you hoping?
Well, I mean, just as myself, I'm just hoping for, you know, a nice, you know, a good campaign that's very engaging and hopefully nobody dies, but
I hope Connor stops throwing rocks at people.
yeah, let him throw a rock at the wrong person.
That's all actions will have consequences.
Exactly.
I've already
Sometimes-
told him if he gets us into a fight that results in one of our deaths, or if it results in his death more specifically, I'm not going to heal him.
All I'll say is sometimes it just takes learning the lesson the hard way
Yeah.
to fully get it. But anyway, yeah, I'm just hoping for a good campaign. You know, it's family and friends together having a good time, and I'm just looking forward to the journey. As far as the character goes, Velcar, I'm not going to talk about too much about that right now. There's some thoughts going through his head, but I'll share that at a later date.
Okay. All right. What about for you?
Sure.
Getting halfway through the game without dying. No, that's I'm gonna kind of agree with Alyssa. The story. I'm looking forward to more storytelling and whatnot, because this is all like really.
It's really fascinating.
It's really fascinating. It's interesting, and I'm invested in it. Give me one.
All right. I was going to close with that, but you mentioned Madame Eva, so
I love that scene.
I wanted to go there real fast because that was a pretty pivotal moment, and you were given the locations of the 3 artifacts.
Which we've got one, thank God.
Yep, you have the tome. Which, how's that been for you guys?
We had the epilogue, and now we've got the first chapter done, which is the next session after this, which I think is the majority of next session is dealing with the book. And it's pretty cool being able to see things of the past and yet still kind of interacting with said past, but not in a way that will affect the future. That's cool.
And
that we know of.
Right.
That we know of.
That's
you
true.
don't know the thing. And I will mention for those that are interested, we're talking about the interactive Tomb of Strahd, which is available on dmsguild.com. I think it's a pay what you want. And I think y'all have enjoyed it so far.
Yeah.
Because the vanilla Tomb of Strahd is just
A paper.
a book, right?
Yes, and that was the recording that I played for you guys, and that was basically it.
Yeah.
Woo, you got the Tomb of Strahd, you know. With the interactive, you're going into this book, you're seeing sections of Strahd's life, which is really, I thought was neat.
I like it.
That's
It's cool.
why I wanted to include it. So y'all have the Tomb of Strahd. Y'all have been given the locations of 2 other artifacts, where you will find Strahd when you're ready for the next or the final fight. And you were actually given, because at the time when I wrote my script for y'all's card reading, there was only 4 of y'all. We've expanded quite a bit, but we might begin a new player soon.
Maybe we can get another player
We
after
might
her.
have 2 extra players.
Yeah.
So the group is definitely expanded from when I wrote the script. But when I wrote the script, there was only the 4 of y'all.
Yeah.
And as much as it pains me, it wasn't like Garrett playing Halo was that involved. Garrett wasn't really involved with the character and doing things.
He was just going through the motions, which is why I took him over. Which is why I took over Halo.
Right.
So.
But because of that, when I wrote the script for y'all's card reading, I gave y'all 2 possible allies to help y'all out. It was supposed to only be 1. I was trying to be nice. Y'all have to work for one of them for sure.
Yeah.
Just, touch. How did y'all like
The reading.
the reading?
I really feel bad that Connor Kodiac was not here for that. I really feel like he would have loved it too. But we have a color changing light bulb that interacts with an app or whatever, and as she's going through the reading and explaining different parts of this reading, she's changing the color of the light, and the rest of the room is completely dark. So we're having these shades of like blue and like bright white, and it was really, really cool. The only thing that could have made it better was a fog machine.
Shout out to Dragnacarta.
Oh yes.
Because the lights, that whole changing of the colors of the candles, that was all Dragnacarta.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That
It
was
was
from
cool.
his Twice Bidden campaign, and I had to. I told him too. I told him I'm stealing this from you, and he was like, "Go ahead."
It was really, really cool.
I didn't mention that when you asked the question, what our most memorable part of the campaign has been so far, because honestly, you have to take that part and remove it, because there's no comparison. That part of the campaign so far has been probably the most memorable because of just how cool it was.
Yeah, with the light, and you had brought out the rug or whatever it is.
Yeah, the little
Fabric.
Fabric that I did the reading on. We
Yeah.
actually had the cards.
The cards.
Yeah, we had. It was really.
So it was a real reading.
Yeah.
It wasn't just you reading a script. We actually went through the motions and did it.
Yeah, we
for
could
real.
touch the cards,
Yeah.
look at the cards. It was really, really just a whole cool experience. It was really neat. And
I remember when when y'all were finding out about the sun sword.
yeah, and everyone was like, yeah.
Yeah, the light got really
The
bright.
lightsaber.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that light bulb to get that bright, so I was like,
Because not only can I change the color of the light bulb, but I can change the intensity of it. So we went from like a 15% intensity.
I think it was like a blue or something. It was like dark blue, and then all of a sudden it was like just bright white. It was like, I'm dying.
Yes.
My sensitive eyes. My
Y'all's
sensitive
reaction
owl
to that
eyes.
was
Hilarious.
exactly what I was hoping for, and I am sorry that luckily, especially if we end up picking these other 2 players, I'm probably going
Gonna take us
to
back.
take y'all back to Madame Eva for a card reading for those 3 characters, and we will let
Hope-
them have that experience.
I really
too.
hope they decide to join us because I really think they would. They'll like it. I
Well,
really think.
Carrington was here to observe it. She
Yeah,
knew,
she was there.
so if she joins, she already has a idea. But if Angela and then Connor gets his reading, we'll definitely have that experience
Yeah.
ready for them.
It'll be cool.
It just means I have to write 2 more card readings for them, though.
I mean, you could always reuse the same cards. You're
I've
not.
already got Connor's written,
Uh-huh.
but for the other 2 players, I'd have to actually
You'd also
write.
have to. Did you do day 2s? I don't remember.
I did day 2.
But say I don't remember if we had day 2
That
at
was
that
day
point.
2's very first
That
session
that's
with us.
yeah. And he
So,
was. I think he was wowed.
Yeah.
He was very much wowed.
So,
Much wow.
Much wow.
He's dope.
No.
so this is our first round table. I think this went really well.
Yeah.
What do you think, Charles? Do you think maybe we could do a round table session every so many episodes?
Yeah, I'd say maybe after every 3 to 5,
Yeah.
instead of having a game night, we need to just have everyone here and do a roundtable discussion about what's going on so far.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
I mean, what
That's
episode
my
would this be?
opinion.
This is going to be episode 6,
So
I
yeah.
believe.
So maybe
So.
maybe every 5 would be a good one.
Right. So, who knows? Maybe there'll be more roundtables in the future.
I kind of like this idea.
So, I guess this is where we will end this one today. From me, I want to thank everybody that's been listening.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Watching the numbers go up on our sessions. When we started this, the only reason why I did this as a podcast was for a couple of friends to be able to listen to it.
And so
I
we
was
can
expecting,
document
like,
this.
Maybe 2-3 listens per episode, and to sit there and see numbers like 50 for one episode and 35 for another episode, and a total listening for the month of 120 now.
That's crazy.
It has been unreal, especially when I listen to, I will be the first to say I'm a huge fan of Dragna. Listening to him, listening to Realmsmith, of course, listening to Critical Role,
Yeah.
and the amazing recordings that they do, and knowing that our recordings are nowhere near that.
No.
But to know that people are listening and repeat listening has just blown my mind. I think we can all sit there and say,
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been amazing. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
We appreciate your support.
Yeah.
I thank you very much.
And, we're hoping to improve the quality of the sessions. We will be getting a new mic. One of our mics isn't working the way we would like, but, and I'm still learning how to use the sound audio software and stuff. There's
Yeah.
a lot of user error, hence why we're doing this. But again, we want to thank everybody that's been listening. If you got this far, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll have another session up later on in the next week.
Y'all.
So,
Love you guys.
from those of us from Royally Screwed,
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
watching.
thank you so much, and y'all have a wonderful day.